Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto First chapter 19, the appearance of Shukdev Goswami, shloka number 7 and 8. Iti vevachidya sa pandaveya
Hare Krishna. Iti vyavachidya sa pandaveyah
praya upavesham prati vishnupadyam
prayah pravesham prati vishnupadyam
dadahu mukunda angrim ananya bhava
dadhau mukunda anghrim ananya bhavah
muni vrata mukta samasta sangha
munivrata mukta samasta sangah
tatra upajagumuhu bhuvanam punana
tatra upajagmuhu bhuvanam punana
maha anubhavaha munaya sa shishyaha
anubhavaha munaya sashishyaha
प्रायण तीर्थ अभिगम अपदेशैः
प्रायेण तीर्थाभिगमापदेशैः
स्वयं तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः
स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः
इति विवच्छिद्य स पाण्डवेयः
इति व्यवच्छिद्यः स पाण्डवेयः
प्राय उपवेशं प्रति विष्णुपद्यां
प्राय प्रवेशं प्रति विष्णुपद्याम्
ददौ मुकुन्द अग्रिम अनन्यभावः
ददौ मुकुन्द अग्रिम् अनन्यभावः
मुनिव्रत मुक्त समस्त संगः
मुनिव्रतमुक्तसमस्तसङ्गः
तत्र उपजग्मुः भुवनं पुनानाः
तत्र उपजग्मः भुवनं पुनाना
महा अणुभावा मुनयः सशिष्याः
महानुभावा मुनयः सशिष्याः
प्रायेण तीर्थ अभिगम अपदेशैः
प्रायेण तीर्थाभिगमापदेशैः
स्वयं तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः
स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः
इति विवच्छिद्य स पाण्डवेयः उपवेशं प्रति विष्णुपद्यां ददौ मुकुन्द अङ्घ्रिम् अनन्यभावः मुनिव्रतं मुक्त समस्त संगः तत्र उपजग्मुः भुवनं पुनानाः महा अणुभावः मुनयः सशिष्याः प्रायेण तीर्थ अभिगम अपदेशैः स्वयं तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्तः
इति व्यवच्छिद्य स पाण्डवेयः प्रवेशं प्रति विष्णुपद्यां ददौ मुकुन्दाग्निमनन्यभाव मुनिव्रतमुक्तसमस्तसङ्ग तत्र उपजग्मु भुवनं पुनानां महानुभावा मुनयः सशिष्या प्राणेन तीर्थाभिगमापदेशैः स्वयं हि तीर्थानि पुनन्ति सन्ताः
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus the king, the worldly descendant of the Pandava, decided once and for all and sat on the Ganges bank to fast until death and give himself up to the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, who alone is able to award liberation. So freeing himself from all kinds of associations and attachment, he accepted the vows of a sage. At that time, all the great minds and thinkers, accompanied by their disciples and sages who could verify, sanctify a place of pilgrimage just by their presence, arrived there on the plea of making a pilgrim journey. Purport. The water of the Ganges sanctifies all the three worlds, including the gods and the demigods, because it remains from the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead Vishnu. Lord Krishna is the fountainhead of the principle of Vishnu Tattva, and therefore shelter of his lotus feet can deliver one from all sins, including an offense committed by a king unto a Brahmana. Maharaj Parikshit therefore decided to meditate upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, who is Mukunda, or the giver of liberation of all description. The banks of the Ganges or the Yamuna give one a chance to remember the Lord continuously. Maharaj Parikshit freed himself from all sorts of material association and meditated upon the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. And that is the way of liberation. To be free from all material association means to cease completely from committing any further sins. To meditate upon the lotus feet of the Lord means to become free from the effects of all previous sins. The conditions of the material world are so made that one has to commit sins willingly or unwillingly. And the best example is Maharaj Parikshit himself, who was a recognized sinless pious king, but he also became a victim of an offense. Even though he was ever unwilling to commit such a mistake, he was cursed also. But because he was a great devotee of the Lord, even such reverses of life became favorable. The principle is that one should not willingly commit any sin in his life and should constantly remember the lotus feet of the Lord without deviation. Only in such a mood will the Lord help the devotee make regular progress toward the path of liberation and thus attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Even if there are accidental sins committed by the devotee, the Lord saves the surrendered soul from all sins as confirmed in all scriptures. Swapada mulam bhajata priyas priyasya त्यक्तानि अभवस्य हरि परेश विकर्म यच्च उत्पत्तितं कथचित् धुनोति सर्वं हृदि सन्निविष्टः. When Maharaj Parikshit sat down on the bank of the Ganges, the news spread in all directions of the universe, and the great-minded sages who could follow the importance of the occasion all arrived there on the plea of pilgrimage. Actually, they came to meet Maharaj Parikshit and not to take a bath of pilgrimage because all of them are competent enough to sacrifice the places of pilgrimage. Common men go to pilgrimage sites to get themselves purified of all sin. Thus, the places of pilgrimage become overburdened with the sins of others. But when such sages visit overburdened places of pilgrimage, they sanctified the places by their presence. Therefore, the sages who came to meet Maharaj Parikshit were not very much interested in getting themselves purified like common men, but on the plea of taking a bath in that place, they came to meet Maharaj Parikshit because they could foresee that Srimad Bhagavatam would be spoken by Shukdev Goswami. All of them wanted to take advantage of great occasion. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. We try to understand chapter 19 of Canto first, shloka number 7 and 8. In this shloka, they describe about the Maharaj Parikshit. He decided to sat on the Ganges bank until death and give himself to the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, because he know very well that only Lord Krishna can award him liberation. And that is describing how the Ganges sanctified three words that describe. Then ahead in 8 shloka, they describe about the all sages. They all, when they heard about this news, all sages gathered there on the bank of the Ganges. And what that drishya, how is that? Uh, Prabhuji will tell us nicely in detail. Hare Krishna. Drishya,
Hare
scene.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much, Mataji, for the wonderful beginning that you have done. In fact, when I was reading these shlokas and going through the purpose, the question which struck me was, how does a devotee react when death approaches? See, there is only one thing which is assured for everyone who is here on this earth planet, and that is death. Even for those who are so-called amara or immortal, even for them, that definitely is going to happen. Maybe they are immortal today in this uh, yuga, or maybe in this kalpa, but it will not be forever, because material world means death. So if that is certain, that is common for everyone, then how does a devotee react when death approaches? When someone tells, oh, your symptoms are suggestive of, say, cardiac problem, you must do immediately angiography and maybe SOS angioplasty. How does a devotee react? When someone tells that maybe you have got cancer, how does a devotee react? When someone meets with an accident and the injuries are very severe and they say, only Lord will save you, how does a devotee react? Because death is approaching. And the answer is not with fear or bitterness, but with gratitude and spiritual urgency. In fact, such attitude reflects the spiritual maturity. And what Parikshit Maharaj is doing us a favor right here in this shlokas is giving us a lesson for all of us who are spiritual aspirants. We know Parikshit Maharaj has been a worthy descendant of the Pandavas. He ruled by the law of the Lord. He was very just. He ensured that he kept Kali away. Everyone was happy. So he was a worthy descendant of Pandavas. And then when he came to know that the death is approaching, he immediately decided once and for all and sat on the Ganges bank to fast until death. And in doing so, he actually has surrendered himself to the lotus feet of Krishna. Because only Krishna can afford liberation. So he freed himself from all kinds of associations and attachments. And he decided that it is better that he act like a sage. At that time, all great minds and thinkers, accompanied by their disciples, sages. Now, sages we know, wherever they go, they sanctify that place just because of their presence. So even sages, they arrived there and everyone was giving the reason that they are on a pilgrimage. And our King Parikshit Maharaj, he was relaxed. He just wanted to sit there and understand how to approach that successfully. Because he knew in the heart of his heart, अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरं यः प्रयाति समद्भावं याति न अस्ति अत्र संशयः. He knew Krishna has said, and whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. And that is why he was sitting there. And that too, he had selected the Amartya Nadya. So what is mentioned in this shloka is river Gangas. He was sitting there. And Ganga, we know, is something which purifies all the three. All the three. Not one, but all the three. In fact, it sanctifies even gods and demigods. The reason being, the source is the lotus feet of Krishna. So Krishna is fountainhead of all the principles of Vishnu Tattva. And so if someone takes shelter of the lotus feet, then he is definitely delivered from all sins, including offenses committed to a Brahmana. Because Krishna has said it. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वं सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. And this was another reason why Parishit Maharaj wanted to take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. So he was sitting there deciding to meditate upon Krishna's lotus feet, who is Mukunda, one who gives liberation of all descriptions. And the Pavitra Nadya, it definitely gives an opportunity to remember Krishna. And then once we start remembering, we are free from all sorts of material association, you meditate, you definitely get liberation. Because to be freed from all material association means to completely cease from committing any further sins. And to meditate upon lotus feet means to be free from effects of all previous sins. And thus we can attain Krishna. And once we attain Krishna, Krishna has said, Mamupekya punarjanma dukkhala machashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanah sansiddhim paramam gata. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this material world which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection. Parikshit Maharaj wanted to be that example. Because material world, the conditions are such that everyone has to commit sins knowingly, unknowingly, willingly, unwillingly. And the example is Parishit Maharaj himself, who actually was sinless by asking, but he also became a victim of offense, though he never wanted to commit a mistake. He was also cursed, but then that was because it was going to enable him to please Krishna. What is important is that we should be living a life in which we are not committing any more sins and we are remembering only lotus feet of Krishna. So, in such cases, even if some accidental sins get committed, it is assured that Krishna will definitely save us. And not only Bhagavad Gita, this fact is mentioned even in Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 42nd verse. So पादमूलं भजत प्रियस्य त्यक्तान् एव अभवस्य हरे परेश विकर्म यच्च उत्पीतं कथाञ्चित् धुनोति सर्वं हृदि सन्निविष्ट. We have to understand this. We have to follow what Krishna has said. Krishna has clearly told, "Manmana mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame eva eshyasi yukta eva atmanam matparayana." Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer assurances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. And this is exactly what Parikshit Maharaj is striving to achieve. He knew that he has to concentrate and please Krishna so that he will achieve the ultimate objective of life, which is Krishna. There was no other desire in him. He was doing everything so that he could please Krishna. And now such news is spread like rapid fire. Even if you try to stop, this news never stops. Especially if it is related to a great occasion or a great historical event. So when Maharaj Parikshit sat down, all the great-minded sages, they were understanding the importance of the occasion. They could understand that something great is going to happen. And so all of them started traveling and reaching the place where Parikshit Maharaj was sitting. The reason they were giving to everyone was they're going to a pilgrimage. Now, pilgrimage, we know, generally if you go to any pilgrimage sites, you get purified of sins. But when we say we are washed of the sins, what it means is those sins are taken away and kept in that place of pilgrimage. So the places will have so many sins which are accumulating. But when sages visit, they sanctify the places by their presence. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And so presence of sages is very, very, very important in everyone's life. So here we see that the sages, they were giving the outward reason that they're going for a pilgrimage, but actually internally they wanted to meet Parikshit Maharaj. They were not interested in getting themselves purified like common persons. But by giving that reason that they're going for a bath, they got the opportunity to meet Maharaj Parikshit. And they all could foresee that Bhagavatam is now going to be spoken by Shukdev Goswami. And if Bhagavatam is going to be recited, no one would ever want it to be wasted. The opportunity is God given. Parikshit Maharaj is actually showing us how to die. Not in fear, but in full absorption, in devotion. The presence of saintly persons, they transform even the most ordinary places into holy land. And so the association of sadhus is superior even to visiting sacred places. Oh, this is not something which is new that we are talking about. In fact, we have been learning all these concepts even previously. Like in Bhagavad Gita 10.13, we knew that the soul transmigrates. So there has to be detachment from bodily conceptions. And without that, the renunciation cannot be accepted, embraced. So Parikshit Maharaj does exactly the same thing. He gives up everything. He gets himself away from bodily conception. And so he could embrace renunciation. Shukdev Goswami himself, he was not attracted to this world, but was attracted to Krishna Katha. That is why, as soon as he came to know about Bhagavatam, he wanted to learn. And he actually learned under the guidance of his own father, Vyasji. And he instructs in Bhagavatam itself that the highest duty is to remember Krishna at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smriti. So the lesson for us is that we should prepare for that, and the perfect way would be that we live a dharmic life, and when the time comes, absorb completely in hearing and chanting Krishna's glory. Second is, as Shastra say, the holy association of sadhus is very, very powerful. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kahe. So one means association with a saintly person can give liberation. Thirdly, devotion is more important than all rituals. Parikshit Maharaj had access to thousands of feasts and rituals, but still he chose to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the essence of all dharma. And fourthly, saints make the holy place. So you should not run after some rituals of pilgrimage. You have to serve the saints, hear from them, and be purified from within. This is the pure path of bhakti and devotional remembrance of the Lord at the time of death. The life's perfection is achieved only through Krishna consciousness. Let us all pray to Krishna and tell him that may we all remember that death is certain. Devotion is the only protection, and saints are the real tirthas which will lead us back to God. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.